from no sand in my eyes to the awakening of compassion.
Have you ever noticed that some people in life seem especially unlucky? No matter how hard they try, things always go wrong at the most critical moments. In Buddhist scriptures, there is a record of 60小时 highly realized bodhisattvas who faced such constant hardships. When they finally uncovered the truth behind changing one's luck, they discovered that the obstacle to their destiny was a small habit we all commit every day, the tendency to look for faults in others. Hello everyone, today, I want to talk about the topic of eyesight. In the Maharatnakuta Sutra of the Great Treasure Heap, there is a very interesting gathering. At that time, 60 bodhisattvas made a solemn vow before the Buddha. Their original words were roughly like this: Word honored one. From this day until the end of time, if I see any practitioner, lay or monastic, enjoying the 5 desires or engaging in entertainment, I will absolutely not focus on their faults. Instead, I will give rise to a heart of respect and view them as my teachers. If I fail to do so, I am deceiving the Tathagata. This is an incredibly heavy vow. Why would these 60 bodhisattvas make such a humble oath? Actually, behind this was a painful lesson spanning countless eons. These 60 bodhisattvas had practiced exceptionally well in the past, yet they continued to be unlucky, even falling into the 3 lower realms to endure great suffering. It was only at the end that they realized the root of their constant misfortune was their habit of fault-finding. To what extreme did they go? They even treated the merits of others as faults to be criticized. This is the core of what we are analyzing today. Why does finding faults destroy a person's luck and spiritual practice? We often say, I am just being honest. I can't stand to see a single grain of sand in my eyes. But we must ask ourselves, why do you insist on finding that person's faults? The truth is often painful. The master pointed it out. It is because they have affected me, made me uncomfortable, or failed to meet my goals. For example, if you are unhappy and see someone else laughing brilliantly, you might instantly become angry. You think, how can this person be so rude? Don't they see I'm suffering? Then you start nitpicking their walk or their tone of voice. In reality, you aren't defending truth. You are venting personal frustration. Even worse, this habit of fault-finding can evolve into repaying kindness with enmity. We forget the kindness of our parents and teachers, focusing only on the tiny details where they failed to please us. The power of this karmic retribution is immense, pushing a person toward mediocrity, poverty, or even worse circumstances. Even if the residual karma allows you to be reborn as a human, it comes with scars that cause a lifetime of struggle. A classic scenario was mentioned in our dialogue, seeing others make offerings to a Dharma teacher. A classic scenario was mentioned in our dialogue, seeing others make offerings to a Dharma teacher. Some people feel bitter. They think those followers only give because they don't know him. He is actually full of faults and just acting like a good person. I should expose him and tell everyone he doesn't deserve offerings. This mindset, disguised as revealing the truth, is actually driven by greed and jealousy. The master said something very profound. You think you are saving sentient beings, but you are actually cutting off their connection to the Dharma. If you destroy someone's reputation out of jealousy, causing others to stop listening to the Dharma or stop practicing, you alone must bear that consequence. You harm yourself and a great many others. What you should respect is the Dharma. The Dharma is good. So why focus on the person? If someone receives offerings, it is because they have truly sacrificed and benefited others. That is their karma. If we reject the Dharma because we are obsessed with someone's faults, that is the true tragedy. You are rejecting the very method that allows you to leave suffering and find happiness. What awaits you then is only eternal suffering. So, what should we do in the face of deep-seated afflictions? Who can save us when we are lost? The master mentioned 4 steps from the Sutra of Contemplation of the Mind ground. Seek out virtuous friends. Listen to the true Dharma. Contemplate the principles rationally. Practice and realize according to the Dharma. But many say, Master, when I am lost, I can't remember any of this. I don't even trust my teacher anymore. This is the most difficult part. The master provided a wonderful solution. Pray for the Buddha's blessing. but on the condition that you resonate at the same frequency. He used Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva Guanyin and the Great Compassion Mantra as examples. Many pray to the Bodhisattva for wealth or to avoid disasters, but few pray to eliminate greed, anger, and ignorance. The Master said Guanyin is like a giant bell, and you are also a bell. If your frequency is different from the Bodhisattvas, he cannot pull you out. So, what is the frequency of great compassion? Great compassion is removing suffering. If you truly want to remove the suffering of sentient beings, even if you don't have the ability yet, as long as your intention is sincere, you enter the Bodhisattva's channel. In this channel, the Bodhisattva may even manifest as the mountains and rivers to teach you. The Great Compassion Mantra is not just a string of notes, it is a power. The Master explained that if your tongue cannot produce the sound of the sea tide, the Bodhisattva will bless your vocal system. If you cannot remember it, he will correct your mind. But the core is this: you must truly detest afflictions and sincerely want to benefit sentient beings. If you pray to the Bodhisattva while clutching your afflictions tightly, the Bodhisattva might let go, fearing he would pull you apart by force. This idea of great compassion is not just talk, it must be implemented in action. The dialogue mentioned Vita Choice, a company in Australia. This company exists not just to make money, but to perform acts of great compassion. For instance, diabetes is a suffering for many. To remove this suffering, you must change their diet. To change their diet, you must change their perspective. This is because tasty food choices are rooted in flawed views. The 16 acts of great compassion ultimately solve the problem of perspective. When we constantly tell ourselves, I am performing an act of great compassion to truly remove their suffering, even if we are sick ourselves or imperfect, this vow will shake our own karma. There is a touching metaphor for this. I have a boat. Though I have not reached the other shore, I will give my place to you so you can go first. Do not laugh at me for being sickly. I am simply enduring my own karma. But I am willing to give the chance of liberation to you first. This is the heart of a Bodhisattva. Finally, I want to share the wisdom of giving. The Master mentioned the stories of Zhang Zhao, Bao Zheng, and Emperor Renzong. Many feel that because Zhang Zhao was so skilled and virtuous, the emperor should have kept him close. But the emperor gave him to Justice Bao. The result, Justice Bao was protected and solved all dangers. In the end, even the 5 rats who caused trouble became the 5 righteous men. The emperor ended up with more talent than before. The more you control and the more stingy you are, the less you will have. The more you help others succeed, the better you will become. The biggest problem for many in practice and life is hiding. When the master points something out, you quickly cover it up, fearing others will see your faults. You fight to protect a false self. In the end, you cover yourself so well that even you cannot be awakened. Look at Empress Wu Zetian or the great ministers of old. Their dedication to the country and its people was forged bit by bit through self-cultivation, prayer, and studying the scriptures. So, return to the vow of those 60 Bodhisattvas. Do not look at the faults of others. Always maintain faith and respect. This is not just a moral constraint. It is a shortcut to fortune and liberation. If you feel unlucky lately or think everyone around you is flawed, stop and learn from those 60 Bodhisattvas. Pray to Guanyin, not for anything else, but for that heart of compassion that can let go of afflictions and feel the pain of others. Only when you stop staring at the shadows of others can the light in your own eyes illuminate your path. Thank you for listening to this Nectar of the Supreme Dharma shared by the Australia Buddha's Path Association.
Thank you.